Blessings and love, to everybody that's hearing my voice right now. And this one's a deep one. It's just something that it just came to my mind, and I just thought to myself, not to say that you've never heard this before, or maybe you haven't heard this before, but like they say, nothing is new under the sun, unless like me and people like me that go inwards and we're able to kind of come out of under the sun and to be over the moon. Do you see what I'm saying? Because not all knowledge that we receive is recycled. Some knowledge is, when I say it's not recycled, what I mean is that you can get knowledge from the earth, like from what everybody else is presenting and projecting, but you can also like meditate and go inwards and basically literally reach out of this and pull in information from out and bring it back into here. But today, this is something like I just said that came to my mind, and what it is that I'm gonna start like this because I think this is the best way, to start. But I really want those that kind of want information of, self and information of how to kind of change their life and to really create a better, projection or reflection of self, because that's all we are, is literally a reflection of what is in, But anyway, I'm gonna start like this. So I was watching something and it just made a thought come into my head that I'm going to share with you today. And what it is, this is that I can't exactly remember when, but maybe a couple years ago, a lot of years ago, in my 20s at least, or late 20s, yeah. And I remember I had an astral projection, and in this astral projection, it's like I remember almost, it's like I remember going to heaven. Like, cut a long story short, I was laying down, breathing, it was intentional, had my crystals with me, and it's like I went to another realm. It was a high plane, to where you have to be vibrating at a high level to get to that level, because I remember. And I remember like seeing things, but when you go into a realm you've never seen before, it's kind of hard to explain something you've never seen in your entire existence. Or maybe I have in my existence, but not being in the flesh. Because remember, you're bringing the information back to the brain. So then I'm having to decipher it in my brain when I came back to realize what I had witnessed in the astral plane. But anyway, I went to a realm. It was a high realm. And it was almost like you could say it was heaven, because it felt, it was such a high level. I can't even explain it. The bright lights were bright and everything around me. And it's the way it felt, because when you're, for me personally, when I'm in astral realm, I don't necessarily see with my eyes, because there isn't no eyes. It's more feeling becomes the sight. And I felt such bliss and just at peace and just heaven. I can't explain it no more than that. But anyway, so I remember feeling this heaven energy, and then at a click of my finger, it all went dark. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, in my mind, like I was like, bro, what's going on? Like, I was kind of scared. And I didn't project the fear, it was just within. And then I remember looking to my left, and I looked up, and there was like some giant being. And then I looked to my right, and there was like another giant being. And basically, when I came back, I'd done my research, but I'm going to tell you now as we're, you know what I'm saying? But they were supposedly archons, which are, you could say, like security or protectors of a certain realm. Like when you get to a certain level, they come, because it's like when you go into the spirit realm, it's like they know you're not from there. It's like if you go to another country, they know you're not from that country because you dress different or you walk different, or do you see what I mean? It's like they will know you're a foreigner because there's just something about you that you're not even aware of, because you're not from there, that they know, okay, he's not from there. So that's what I kind of felt. They knew I weren't from there. So when that happened now, I just remember being so scared, because these beings they didn't look like human either. and they were like giants. And as soon as I looked left, looked right, and I looked at both of them, all I remember is getting so scared that I fell straight back down. I just remember, because remember I was high. So I remember falling, and I saw signs of things like on the, like it was weird. It's like it was on my wall, but it wasn't on my wall because I wasn't. Do you see what I mean? But anyway, I was falling, and I remember falling straight down into my body, and it's like I crashed into my body, and I woke up, and I was like, oh my, like I woke up and I was aware, like, raw, what I just, and I was so astonished. But I want you to know that, because now I'm going to start the actual story. And what I realized is that from that experience, but from watching what I not long ago watched, what brought back that experience from years ago, and what it is that our vibration is affecting our life. Our vibration is affecting our life. And what I mean by that is this, is that I'm going to try and explain it in detail so you can understand, is that when I fell back into my body, you have to remember, if you're listening and you're with me, what I'm showing you is that there's two realms. There's more than two, but let's just stick with the two. There's two realms, one in body and one out of body. And if you can experience both and then come into being in the one again, like how when I fell back into my body, from spirit, physical, back into the body, and it's now one. It's not two no more, as much as it's always two. But because when you're in the flesh, it feels like you ain't in the spirit, because your flesh takes over the spirit. Because like what you feel, what you touch, you're not in the spirit, you're feeling, or that's what it feels like to someone that's not fully awake to spirit and flesh. But what I'm saying to you is that every person is living in two realms. The one that you're embodying and the one that you're out of body in. But the thing about it is this, is that, like I said, your vibration is affecting your life, because when you're in body, what you eat is affecting your spirit. What you do is affecting your spirit. If you smoke or you drink alcohol, that's affecting your spirit. If you just want to be intimate with so many different people, that's affecting your spirit. But what I'm saying, and the reason why I'm bringing that up, is that by being attached to this realm, your vibration is low to where it's keeping you here. Like I said, as soon as I felt fear in the astral realm, I had to come back down to here, because fear is a low vibration that cannot reach high. So if you're in fear, spiritually, you're trapped. Like if you're in physical fear, spiritually, you're trapped. If you're indulging in low vibrational things physically, spiritually, you're trapped. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? So I'm saying to you that this realm physically that we're in, it's almost like it was made to keep you spiritually trapped. Think about what I'm saying. Because how many people have been through this scenario where you want to stop smoking, you want to stop drinking, you want to stop doing certain things, but your flesh doesn't want to stop, but the inner you wants to stop. So your flesh is literally like, it's got a life of its own, to where your flesh is keeping your spirit vibrating low. Because I've been in this situation before when I used to smoke. I don't want to smoke, but my physical wants to smoke, but my spirit don't want to smoke, but I end up smoking. So me physically being on a low vibration or attached to things in this realm, it's keeping my spirit low. It's irritating my spirit, because I don't want to smoke, but my spirit wants to smoke. So my physical grabs the smoke and smokes. So I'm saying is that your physical is keeping you trapped, your spirit trapped. It's lowering your vibration. So I'm saying, and this is the hardest thing about it, is because in this realm, everything is literally made to do that same thing. Music, it doesn't lower your vibration. because it's talking about low vibrational things. Women, more money, gold, jewels. Like, do you see what I mean? There's not a lot of mainstream music that's actually uplifting you to where the frequency of the music's good, the artist is good, because this world isn't controlled by, you could say, an entity or energies or spirits that want you to be able to reach out of this low vibrational plane. So everything is subliminally keeping you at a low vibration. The music, like, think about it. What artist is actually trying to lift you out of this vibration? And when I say what artist, I mean like this, in a sense where, okay, you might find an artist that makes a one tune, but that's what Satan does. He dresses up as an angel to make you follow him, but he's not really an angel. So you can make a one tune. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But how many, artists or people can you say are walking that righteous path? You can't walk a righteous path and be in that industry, to be honest, in any industry. So I'm saying to you, my people, is that you gotta understand that your spirit has to become your new flesh. Your spirit has to become your new body. And what I mean by that is, you see how you don't want to smoke, or you don't want to drink, or you don't want to do certain low vibrational things, but your physical wants to, so then your spirit has to, because that's what happens. Like I was saying about the smoking, you don't want to smoke, but something in you wants to smoke, so then you end up smoking, and your spirit is irritated because your spirit didn't want to do it. So what I'm saying to you, my people, is you have to switch it around. You have to make your spirit become your flesh, meaning that that inner you will be guiding the outer you. Like when I fell back into my body, the astral, the spirit has to say, nah, listen, so I'm not doing that. So then your physical throws that away. So I'm not being intimate with bare different women because that's keeping me low. Stop that. So I'm not drinking, because drinking is lowering my vibration to open me up and leave me attached to this realm that is keeping me. It's literally like a suction, keeping your energy low. Just like I said to you, as soon as I felt fear, I dropped straight back down to here, because low vibrations cannot reach high levels. So it was funny, because for me to reach that level, breathing, meditating, it got me to a high level for me to experience. But as soon as I felt fear, that experience was finished. I had to come straight back down to the realm where all of those low vibrations are allowed. So I'm trying to show you is that your vibration, is destroying your life. And once you start looking at yourself and you start looking at life as energy and not as bones and flesh and blood, and you'll realize that the only way out, they say out of the firmament, or whatever you want to say, or however you want to put it, the only way out is to realize that everything is energy, and you have to raise your vibration, and you have to change your patterns, and you have to realize that, like they say in the Bible, and I always say this because the Bible says a lot of things, like they say in the Bible, is that all of Satan's, dominions or minions, however you want to say it, they were thrown down to here. So this world literally is like a world where everything negative goes. And you have to raise your frequency to be above, to be out of it, to not put yourself in harm. Because if you're drinking alcohol, you're smoking, you're promiscuous, you're doing these things, so much things negative can come from living that life. Diseases, if you're intimate with bare different people, transmitted disease, the demons, like, what I'm saying, like smoking, disease, same thing, illness, your body's not working how you want it to work, alcohol, you're doing things that you wouldn't have done if you were sober, and it can bring a lot of problems. It can bring children into the world because you're not, thinking right. So I just want to leave you with that one, my people, and say, Remember, your vibration is powerful, and don't allow this physical world to hold you captive and to keep your vibration low. Like I said, you have to, raise your vibration to reach high levels. But negative vibrations cannot exist on high levels. So you must figure a way, to keep your levels and your vibration high, because this world is literally your enemy. Your physical is literally your enemy until you overcome and allow your spirit to become your new body, and for your flesh to follow your spirit and not the other way around. So I'm going to say it like this and end is, back in the days when we wasn't aware, our physical would jump in our car and drive, and our spirit will be in the back seat. But now you got to make sure that your physical is in the back seat and your spirit is driving. And that's where we need to be right in this moment. But anyway, my people, just a quick message. Nothing but love to you. So